Welcome. I'm glad you're here. So let's go ahead and talk about MacKenzie Rage today. What is MacKenzie Rage? What can it do for you? What risks does it pose to your children? How will MacKenzie Rage affect your ability to have children, to procreate? Look, I have no investment in this situation, but what's happening is in the new Metroid Prime 4 game, there is a character that is eliciting a negative response from people. And the reason why this character has elicited a negative response is because he's a Deadpool. What they've done is they've added a Deadpool to Metroid Prime 4. And if you're not familiar with Metroid, the appeal and the unique identifying traits of Metroid is that the atmosphere is so dense and you just feel so lonely and you feel like you are in constant danger because you are exploring planets. You're alone and all you've got is yourself and your suit. And I think people are not pleased that this character is running around saying, "Hey Samus, why didn't you save your game? Samus, you should climb this ladder. Samus, you should shoot that with missiles." I don't have any investment in this again, but I personally don't want a Deadpool in my Metroid game. But I don't care. This doesn't bother me one way or the other. Based on what I've seen from the trailers, the game looks fantastic. So I want to discuss this more at length, and I want to discuss why it's not really a big deal, but I'm not hand-waving people that are giving negative feedback, and I'm absolutely not hand-waving the IGN reviewer. I watched his explanation of that, and I think his explanation is 100% fair. He had a negative experience with his time with the game, and it was just because of this character. That I thought the IGN reviewer was very fair, and it's a rare situation where the game reviewer is not incompetent. This reviewer wants to like the game. The reviewer wants to play the game. They understand how to play a video game. I know things like Cuphead might be a little bit too difficult for some people, but this is a reviewer that said everything was fantastic, but this character ruined the experience. So I want to share my thoughts on why I think the developers felt the compulsion to include Deadpool in their game. Actually, the character's name is Miles MacKenzie, and it has led to MacKenzie Rage, this knee-jerk reaction of having it's ruined the broth, so to speak. Everything about the ingredients, the whole recipe was great, and then they dropped a MacKenzie in there, and now people have MacKenzie Rage. So before I explain that, I just want to share something with you. I want to share with you what I've been working on, and I've been sleeping very little. So I think you might see a shift in the tone of this channel over the next few weeks or so as I continue to have no sleep. I have to get the work done on my games. I develop games full-time. I have to get my games done. I have to get them published and selling. Unfortunately, that means that I have to sleep much less, and things change personality-wise when I don't get enough sleep. I become more unfiltered, and there's a side of me called Mr. No Sleep, and I think he's a fun guy, but he doesn't have a filter. And when I was creating the final games for the Wii U and the 3DS, Mr. No Sleep took the reins when it came to development, and so those games came out a little wild because Mr. No Sleep was doing that. So what I want to share with you today is this. It is an interactive devlog called the Sungrand Virtual Studio, and in Sungrand Virtual Studio you get to explore a virtual studio. All right, here we can see I'm still building the set for Clash Your Ball. So that area is not complete, but we can go ahead and head on to the set, the little studio here for Silver Falls, 3 down stars. You can see a couple of the monsters here, but this creature is actually from Guardians and Metal Exterminators. I haven't built a set for Guardians yet. Very quickly, I'll just recruit the characters. If you talk to them, you have 2 options. You can talk or you can ask to recruit, and you'll get different dialogue and you can learn more about the games, and I give some behind-the-scenes information. I know a lot of people that have been supporting me really enjoy the Silver Falls games, so I think it'll be fun to get to hang out. I want it to feel like you're visiting a theme park, and you're actually meeting the actual characters, and these characters know that they're currently in the development studio. In this area, you'll see visitors you know, people who have been supporting me for a long time and have kept in touch, they can appear as characters and might even be recruitable in that visitor area. In this area, I can have a bunch of different wearable props and things, so I can keep adding to that over time, and that's just fun having the cosmetic stuff. Here's a little character for my upcoming game. This will be the hero of Destiny was killed by the final boss. That's a historian there. And this area is a containment zone where a break in reality is causing characters from other universes to come through. And that'll be fun. This will be, you know, every few days, every week, I can change the character that comes through. That'll just be, you know, fan appearances from some franchises that I really like. This is not a commercial game. It's not an official product. You know, I'm not making money out of this. It's basically a fan game. So I'm going to feature just whatever anime, whatever video game characters will come through that containment zone. And I think a part of the fun will be, you know, coming back every week to see what characters come through that containment zone. So here we have a set for Goo Buddies. This is a development room. I'll be able to put character designs and some graphics in there, and you guys can log into the game. Well, not log in, there's no login required, but you guys can, you know, check into the game and see the graphics as I'm developing them. You can see the Goo Buddy designs as I'm developing them. Oh look, there's a little virtual version of me. The virtual Jerrel will share some behind the scenes information and tell you about the games that I'm working on right now, which I just think this is a really fun way to share my development progress with you guys. You can always do devlogs with videos, but I think that's quite boring. And it's so important to me that when I give you guys something that is interesting and is fun for you. And I think this is a way that I can just share a bunch of fun with you guys for the foreseeable future. You know, every week the content in this area will change. This will be live updated, so all you need to do is refresh your web browser and there'll be new characters, new content, new stuff to talk about. It's ephemeral in a sense. And oh, those are some creepy Silver Falls monsters. You'll see some of my monsters wandering around. I've been talking about Goo Buddies recently, but I'm such a big fan of creature designs. Here's an Undertaker. Silver Falls players will recognize that big guy. This area will have the buster zones, but I don't have any ready to go yet. But within a week or so, you'll be able to go in there and fight some dudes and do some high score chasing. So that will be the Sungrand Virtual Studio. I will be maintaining this for the foreseeable future, for years and years to come. It'll be a great way for me to just share behind the scenes in my devlogs with you. So thanks for watching, man. Okay, so I would like to share my thoughts on the MacKenzie Rage situation, but I need a sip of coffee again. I've had no sleep, and Mr. No Sleep would like some coffee. Now, I believe the developers implemented a character like this the way they implemented him primarily because we really need reviewers to play our games, to understand them, and to say something positive. We really rely on reviewers saying something positive about our game. If they come even close to saying something like, oh, the game makes no sense and it's too hard and it took me 12 minutes to get past the tutorial, it's a bad game, that is going to cause significant impediment towards reaching audiences and spreading positive word of mouth. Games sell these days due to positive word of mouth, and if a reviewer from a major outlet says, oh, the game makes no sense, despite the fact that the game to actual gamers makes total sense, a reviewer may not necessarily be a gamer. As we have seen in the past, they may not be very good at video games at all. They might be terrible at video games. So I believe that they implemented, the developers, I believe they implemented MacKenzie in this way because they want to make absolutely certain, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that reviewers will understand how to play the game and how to get through the beginning of it, because they know that there have been situations where games have gotten negative reviews that caused a snowball effect, and unfortunately the internet's a giant echo chamber, and if somebody says something negative, even if it's totally wrong, even if it's totally false, it will snowball and that echo will get louder and louder and louder. So I believe that the developers implemented MacKenzie as this omnipresent tutorial machine to make sure that reviewers who are bad at video games know how to progress through the game. The vast majority of the trailer video that we have seen regarding this game and the gameplay shows that this character is not going to be there the entire game talking in your ear. I personally would not. I'm not looking forward to having this character, you know, do a Deadpool impersonation or Vigilante. If you guys like Peacemaker, I really enjoyed season 1. I'm not sure if season 2 is out yet, but 10 out of 10 for me. Peacemaker season 1. I really liked the Vigilante character. I liked all the characters in Eagly, man, fantastic. Did anyone here watch Peacemaker? I've seen people comment on it and say that they don't like it at all, and that's fine. We can like and dislike different things, and we can still talk about it. But I feel like this MacKenzie character is modeled after Deadpool and Vigilante, and I don't personally find his kind of dialogue interesting or fun because it's very generic. It's very it's just an imitation of Deadpool and Vigilante, so I don't find it clever, I don't find it funny, but I think a small child would find that sort of humor fun, and I think that they should be reaching younger audiences with this game because 10, 15 years time, people are going to grow up and they're going to say, oh man, I love MacKenzie, he's my favorite Metroid Prime character. And those of us who are already old, our souls are going to hurt a little bit when we see a bunch of people saying, that was my favorite Metroid character, I love MacKenzie. And that's just part of it, you know. So I'm not angry about it. I don't feel invested. It's just a video game. So MacKenzie will be there, I believe, for the beginning part of the game, constantly talking at you, and that's just how it is. And if that upsets you, and if you don't like it, you know, and that's all right. You are absolutely entitled to the way that you feel. And some people are not going to be bothered by it at all. It's okay. Totally fine for all of us to feel different ways about these things, but it is also fun to complain about games. That's part of the fun, right? Hang out with your friends and you know, have a bit of a whinge and complain and say, oh, this thing, ugh, you know. At the end of the day, it's just a video game. So those are my thoughts on it. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I think the game is going to be fantastic. So thanks very much for spending some time with me today. Please look forward to the Sungrand Virtual Studio where you guys can come and visit my studio virtually and you get to see what I'm working on. You'll get to see my games that will be coming up very soon that I'm finishing development on, but I can show you the stuff that I'm working on. And then you can go and see some behind the scenes information. You get to hang out with the characters from my previous games. And then hopefully within the next week or two, I can implement the Buster Zones and you can start battling some baddies and having some fun there. The virtual studio I can update, you know, every week. And, you know, if I see really funny comments, if I see commenters that are regular here at the channel and I see something really funny, you could appear in the game as an NPC, you know. Okay, take care. I'll see you around.